In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you the next step that you need to take to set up your Lightbox image gallery in your website. And in the previous video, we prepared our images, including thumbnails, and added the necessary files and folders into our root directory. And so the next step that we want to do is go into Dreamweaver and start to add the code in there and add the page for our gallery and add the images. Notice that I'm going to leave the Lightbox window open here so I can follow the instructions here and copy and paste the code that's provided on the website to add to my web page. If you don't have this page open, the file is still in the Lightbox download folder as well. But I'm just going to use the code directly from the website here. So what I want to do is I want to toggle back to Dreamweaver, back to my web page. And so I've got my page open here. I've deleted the link from the previous tutorial with the bridge gallery that we'd created. And so we have simply our home page here and the gallery indicated, but no link to it. However, if we do open up the images folder in our files panel, you should see the gallery and the images inside the gallery, which are the images and the thumbnails that we've added in there. So and also you'll notice the little icons for Lightbox to make it work. What we're going to do is we're going to create a small little gallery page here. It's going to be a little bit different in that we're not going to use tables for this page, but we're going to actually use a div tag to store our gallery. And so to do that, we're going to go to File, New, and we're going to select once again a blank HTML document and click Create. And we're going to save this right away. We're going to go to File, Save, and we're going to save this as gallery.html, gallery.html, and we're going to save it at the root level in our root folder, or the top level if you like, and click Save. And you can see it over here on the file panel. This is the HTML page we've created. We might want to give it a title, and I'll just call it David's Gallery up in the title field up here. So now it's got a title. The other thing we want to do is attach our style sheet so it takes on the same look and feel as the rest of our website. And so to do that, once again, we've done this once before, but it's good to get practice. So we're going to attach the style sheet to our page, and to do that, we simply go to CSS Styles panel, double click on it to open it up, and then we're going to go all the way back down to this little link tool. The little link icon looks like a small chain link. You click on that, and it already pops up with desktop CSS, so it remembers that that's the CSS that we were using before. If it doesn't show that, simply click on Browse, locate the desktop CSS, and click Open, and then click OK. And notice that it takes on the same background. It should immediately change and show the background that you have for your other page. In this case, I have this sort of white to lemon gradient background here going on my site. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a div tag to contain our gallery of images. And to do that, I'm going to double click on CSS Styles, double click on the Insert panel, This time, instead of adding a table, we're going to insert a div tag. Click Insert Div Tag. We're not going to add it as a class, but rather we're going to add, go into ID, and we're going to call this image gallery div. So it's a div called image gallery, image underscore gallery. You could call it whatever you want, maybe just gallery, but div. But I'll click OK. And so there's my div that's been created. You know that divs are, you notice that divs are a little bit different here. They display a placeholder text in here. Otherwise, if there was no text, it'd be hard to actually navigate the cursor inside the div. But here is the div for our gallery. And I'm going to go ahead and actually create a rule for this div right while I have it selected. So it's selected at the moment. Notice here that highlighted text shows me that it is already selected. And to add a rule for it, I'm going to once again double click Insert, double click on CSS Styles to open it, go to the little page with the plus sign to create a new rule, and click on that. And what we want to do is indeed add a rule for the ID called image gallery. So we're going to style this div called image gallery. Click OK. And all we're going to do is go to box. We're not going to do a whole lot of styling here. Going to go to box, and I'm going to give it some width, and I'm going to make it 750 pixels, just like I did with my tables previously. However, I don't have any align tools with a div. It's not like a table where you use the align tools. To center your div in the middle of the page, you need to set the margins to what we call right auto and left auto. And to do that, you uncheck the margin box at the top, and you're going to go down to where it says right and choose auto, and left and choose auto, and then click apply. So now the div is centered in the middle of the page, and it will center itself in the middle of the browser window in a similar fashion. It has a width of 750 pixels, but right now the height is not set. And while the height is not set, that means that the div will automatically expand to whatever content is within it. And that's what we want to do. So we're ready to click OK. And now we can go into our div, image gallery div, and I'm going to type in my gallery and hit return. And underneath my gallery, I'm going to insert a horizontal rule. And as usual, there are a couple of ways of doing this. You can simply go to Insert, pull down menu, HTML, horizontal rule, and it pops a horizontal rule in there. Or you could have gone to Insert from the Insert menu, and there's a horizontal rule from there as well. So I'm going to collapse that again. So there's my gallery horizontal rule. I'm going to highlight that text, go to the property inspector, click on the format pop-up menu, and choose heading 1. And so it's heading 1. Notice that it is not centered, and in order to center it in the page, I need to go back to my CSS rule for the image gallery div. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to open up desktop CSS, see all of my rules, and you can see this list is growing as it should. Double click on that to open up the image gallery rule again, and I'm going to go to where it says block, the block category, And I'm going to say text align center and click apply. And you can see now the gallery, my gallery H1 tag, text, and tag have moved across to the center of the page. And in fact, everything will be centered in the gallery from this point on unless I say otherwise. And I click OK. Alright, so now I'm ready to add my thumbnail images. So I'm going to go down underneath the horizontal rule in my gallery, and I'm going to start to add my images. And to add an image, you may recall, we go to the insert, pull down the insert panel, and we go to images, click on images, choose image, and I'm going to navigate to the images folder and to our gallery. And I don't want to insert the full image, I'm going to insert the thumbnails. So the thumbnail images. So I click on image 1, thumb, and click open. Alternate text, and I can just put thumb 1 and click OK. And then next to that, click next to it and go to the next image. So I'm going to go to image 2 thumb, click open, TMB2, click OK. And then I'm going to go to the next image, and don't worry that they look different. Image 3 thumb, click open. And I'm going to say TMB3, OK. And then the next one I'm going to click on, and this is the last one. So I add my last thumb, and so I've got all my thumbnails in there. And so now I've added my thumbnails to my gallery. I'm ready to start adding code in here to make these images look and behave the way that we need for the Lightbox gallery to work.